folks. It is bright-eyed and bushy-tailed before the sun come up here on June 22nd, 2022. Hope our creators keep you well and safe wherever you are in the world. Please make sure to hit that like button, share this across other platforms, and subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell in case we have critical future updates. I am still slightly under the weather, as some of you might be able to tell from my voice, but I am still keeping an eye on things, and when something significant is coming up, well, then I'm going to come on, like I am right now. We are going to start off looking at our Italian model. This is our VLF, basically our electromagnetic field, and as we can see here, we are getting some spiking and activity going on here. So if you see it there, you know our Schumann is blasting off. And look at it blast off. Holy cow, is that thing aiming for the moon or what? Because, yeah, that is a lot of activity. Geophones are just through the roof. And this is a hard up. This is a hard turn on. That's a hard on switch. You know, this right here kind of lets you know that activity is going on. Now, I also did come on down. Now, this is yesterday. I noticed yesterday, too, was doing the same thing. But the only reason I'm actually here doing it today is because Tomsk, Russia is also blasting off. So we have both Tomsk, Russia and the Italian model blasting off simultaneously. I'm going to get on here and show you guys. Now to come back over here to the Italian model, obviously we can see all that activity there. They actually did update this, surprisingly. I was quite blown away, and we can definitely see the activity going on. Let's come on down here and take a look at our colors here. Lots of color cleaning going on here. These all relate to our chakras. And look at all of that. Ooh, lots of fun stuff. But more importantly, I wanted to check out for thunderstorms. And there is nothing, folks. Right here is where our Italian model is. It's in Cumiana. Okay, and these right here are all our lightning strikes, and it's right over here. So it's actually in the clear. So this is legit activity from the Schumann resonance on the Italian model. Now, whether or not it's from CERN is still yet to be unknown. It could be. See, here's Cumiana right here, and then CERN is actually up here. So this could be CERN. Who knows? You look over at, once again, Tomsk, Russia. That's a big blast. Lots of stuff going on, folks. And taking a look over here at seeds near real time. I backed us up to the 19th. I didn't really see anything important over the last couple of days, including today, but on the 19th I did find this to be quite interesting. Look at this little region right up here. It's actually kind of a slow motion liftoff. I'm going to hit start on this, but you can see on both sides it's like a slow motion push off, and then it kind of comes down to a V right there. Isn't that interesting? But this is about the most interesting thing that I've found so far on Seeds Are Lasco C2. Now coming over here to look at the European Space Agency, their Euphoria model, it actually looks like we're about to get upticked right here on the 23rd, tomorrow at 1400. We're going to be taking on some plasma, and it looks like at 23, that would be tomorrow at 2000 UTC time, we're going to be taking on about 45 centimeters cubed of plasma. And this right here, it's from an actual coronal mass ejection that happened back on the 18th. Because if we bring it on back, we can follow it all the way back to the surface of the sun on the 18th. Right there. Right about there is when she popped off. So that's actually what's coming at us. Just quite interesting. Excuse me. So on the 23rd, around 2000 UTC time, be looking for some plasma. And over at spaceweatherlive.com, as we can see, we are living in a constant state of sea flare or sea flux. It looks like we dipped down into the B's just for a minute, but for the most part, we are living in the seas. So when we're living in the seas, like most of you guys I've told you before, that puts us right up here where we can start getting to the X flares. Okay, once we start living up into high seas and low M's, and we have before. We've lived up into the low M's, high C's. That puts us up here into the big X factors. So we still need to keep an eye on our baseline. Coming over to spaceweather.com. Check this out. For the first time in almost 20 years, the 5 naked-eye planets have lined up in the morning sky in order for their distance from the sun. This week, the moon will hop from planet to planet, producing a series of beautiful conjunctions. So set your alarm for dawn and enjoy the show. And this is basically, now this morning, I was going to start this morning, this is what it would look like. You'd have Saturn over here, Jupiter, the moon, and then Mars, Venus, and then Mercury. Okay, so, and then the next day, the moon will move. So there's a lot of fun stuff happening over the next few days. If you happen to be into astrology and watching the planets and the stars stuff, this would be something that's very cool for you to see. If we want, we can actually come over here and take a look at what it would look like real time instead of that little shadow. It would look like this. Here you go: Saturn, Neptune, Jupiter, Mars, and coming down here, look at this: Venus, Uranus, Mercury, and Earth. Puts them all up in there. So right before sunrise, you want to come out and take a look. All right, folks, it's actually really neat. I actually enjoy this kind of stuff. So come on over here to Iswa. I'm going to show you guys a little something over the last couple of days. This is about, this is from the other day actually. And I didn't happen to notice this guy here. Look at this beam of light. So something either shot out of the sun or is flying into the sun, flying out of the sun. I don't know. But it's got a real thick part right there, and then it gets a little more faded here. So that would be almost indicative of like a signature trail of something flying. And it's quite interesting. And then we've also got up over here, we have a little bit of coronal mass ejection. As you can see there, the sun's kind of spitting and sputtering. And this is going backwards. And then I'll run us forward. Now obviously this is a sunspot to keep our eyes open for, but we've also got a lot of dancing filaments going on up over here and down here. Lots of activity, spitting and sputtering, teeny little flares, like I've been saying, snap, crackles, and pops. And then we come over here. Now this started off on the 19th, I believe. Yeah, what day was it? Let's pop it over. Nope, the 20th. Okay, and this one starts off yesterday on the 21st. Just kind of reiterating the snaps, crackles, and pops and the filament dancing. And if you look in the lower right, we're going to see a little flare. You see that right there? Right here. That's a little note of flares, but nothing coming our direction. Just the flare. Now, you're going to notice this thing jump. Did you see that jump? Watch this again. It'll jump. I'm going to go slow with it. See the jump? That is from coronal or solar winds from this coronal hole. There's a coronal hole right here. And so that jump is the impact from the solar winds actually finally impacting the satellite. So we are going to have those to contend with here in the next few days, solar wind uptick here on the planet. And as I select on the 211 angstroms of light, this is that coronal hole that I was telling you guys about with the solar winds shaking the satellite. So looks like we've got 3 really good sized coronal holes. We've got one on the northern side, one on the southern, and one joining right here in the middle. Boy, wouldn't it be crazy if the 3 of these guys got together. Ooh, that'd be nasty. Especially with this sunspot group right here. That'd be really nasty. But this is our sun today. So keep your eyes open. No fear. Remember that love is the only way forward. Solar Wolf out.